I'm Yankee, as always, so let's get shooting. Today's topic, my nose itches and I fucked up my line. Hold on. Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of Shooting the Shit with Yankee. As always, I'm Yankee, so let's start shooting. Today's topic is going to be a little political. And the reason I'm doing this topic today is because someone said, you haven't talked about the Epstein list. You're afraid of the topic. You're a coward. And I ain't no coward. I also am not that easily manipulated, but couldn't think of anything else to do today. So we're going to do what's the gun community's take on the Epstein list. Do you think that there isn't a list and they're telling us the truth now and they've been lying to us for years, including during the campaign, or there is a list and they're lying to us now? Which do you think? And do you think it's a big deal? Do you think it's a smaller deal than people make it out to be? Do you think this is a government cover-up? And if it is, who's it protecting? Let me know. I would love to share that information. I will start us off by saying I honestly haven't paid that much attention to it, but I can't believe that it doesn't exist, because there was an entire trial where, if you remember, there was a lot of effort put into making sure that list didn't go public during the trial. That, what's her name? Jizzy Magwell or whatever her name is. So that was a thing. They would, this list can't get out for, public safety and blah, blah, blah. So obviously there was a list then, or at least they thought there was a list. People like Elon Musk have said they've seen the list. Lots of people have said they've seen the list. And, Elon Musk even implicated Trump in it. But that was kind of, I'm mad at you, so I'm going to say something bad. So I don't know how much credibility we can put into that. But I just can't believe one doesn't exist. I think that it does exist, and they put it off for as long as they could, and now they can't put it off any longer. It was one of the major campaign promises that list was going to be released. They even did a little spiel at the beginning of his term where he brought all the right-wing talking heads in and gave them a folder that said Epstein list on it, and they all walked out and said, we're going to be given the information. But then you never heard another word. So I find it hard to believe it never existed. It's not beyond the realm of possibility, but this doesn't make sense. Also, I think it is a cover-up. I think it is to protect some very rich and powerful people. And if you think, it's because of Trump, no, I think there's a lot more rich and powerful people out there than Trump that are on this list. The royal family, for God's sakes, on this list. Do I believe Trump is implicated on it? I actually do now. I didn't for a long time. I was like, he's a scumbag, when it comes to women, but he's not a perv or a pedophile. But then I find out he's been sued multiple times for being a pedophile. And they all settle out of court. Charges get dropped, just like what always happens when rich people get held accountable. So it just all seems like it adds up to there is a list. It implicates a lot of powerful people. Trump, not the most powerful one of them. People are like, but he's the president. Yeah, for 4 years. There are some people out there that are in charge all the time and always will be. And their families always have been. So I do think it exists. I do think it's a cover-up. And I think it's to prevent the richest people in this country from being held accountable for the heinous things they do. I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to the list itself because I like to concentrate on changing the system to where rich people can't get away with the things they're getting away with instead of just dealing with this one little instance. But that's how I feel about it. Not the most formed opinion, but let's see what other people out there think. And my sister needs to get the hell out of the chat. What's she doing in here? No, I talked to the insurance people today. We're not any further along. I just sent them estimates. So I sent them our estimates. They're supposed to send me theirs, and we go from there. She's trying to get the Prius fixed. And the more we can drive up the value of the Prius, more likely they are to fix it. Let's see here. Sean Bain, Captain Ride Us Beat Us, says, I think there is one. That's what happened to him. There is big money, big politics, big entertainment. They all look out for each other. Yes, the ruling class all looks out for each other. And the people that the ruling class allow to have a special place in society, the celebrities, the politicians, etc., they all serve that ruling class and they all stick together. Look how long it took for Harvey Weinstein to be held accountable. And I'm guarantee you at some point in time, he did something that pissed off his betters and they went, protection is lifted from you. You're about to suffer your punishment. So yeah, I do believe that the list does exist and they do watch out for each other. DM Fowl says, if there was an Epstein list, he would have served a life sentence. Oh, wait, I guess he did. That's true. He might have, but he got a different type of life sentence. He got capital punishment. Only just no capital involved in it. Johnny Mandrick says, I think there is a list and it was easy to harass the other administrations. Now, when it comes time to release it, like promised, it disappears. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a list. There's too much. It's on record in too many places as existing, and there are actually being legal fights over whether people have access to it or not. So I can't believe it doesn't exist. I think that's bullshit. Do I think the president would go down if the list was released? I think it's very likely he would, but it's other people that I think are the bigger issue. The super powerful, the families that have run this country for years, decades, hundreds of years. Those are the people that would go down. Nominal Snowman said the elites always have been, currently are, always will be a bunch of fucking pedos. Well, I don't know if everybody's a pedo. I don't think that exists in a lot of people, because here's the thing, though. There's really a distinction between just liking young girls and liking prepubescent girls. There's a difference. Almost every red-blooded man, if he sees a well-developed 15 or 16-year-old girl walk down the street and he's got a healthy libido, he's going to be like, that looks good. But, because of moral restraints and what they consider right and wrong, community standards, all that stuff, they're going to be like, oh, but she's got a high school shirt on. She's only like 15, 16 years old. I can't touch that. But they still are aroused by it. That's normal. That's not pedophilia, even though she's under this, this arbitrary legal age in our country. She's still sexually mature. She's gone through puberty. Pedophilia is being attracted to people that haven't gone through puberty yet. That's pedophilia. It's not the legal age of maturity. It's prepubescent people. That's pedophilia. And I don't think most of the guys are into that. I think most of them are just they like that fully developed 16, 17-year-old girl, which is actually fairly normal, speaking from a animalistic standpoint. Mike D, yes, it's a BS. They got a list, got to blackmail them. Why didn't the Dems use it? Because they are on it too, but we will never know. That's true. I can't sit back and say that, oh yeah, the Republicans do this stuff and the Democrats don't. Or the Democrats do this stuff and the Republicans don't. That's the weak-willed people in this country that make things possible to be as shitty as they are. Because they will always trust their team and never trust the other, even though they're all the fucking same team. And that's why we're in such a bad situation, because people have been polarized into their little tribes and they never, ever look outside of what they're told to believe. Tim Allen says, I think that there is a list and that there are plenty of the 1% on it, whether they are politicians or not. There's a lot of the 1% on it, I think. Jeffrey Epstein just didn't cater to Donald Trump and the New York elites. He dealt with people all over the world. I guarantee you there's billionaires in Europe and billionaires in Asia, everywhere, that are on those lists or on those documents. And there's probably videotapes of several really powerful people. Probably if you shook the UN, a lot of Epstein's clients would fall out of it. That was Tim Allen, by the way. Donald W. Donnie said, did Trump say would release list during campaign? Yes, multiple times. We will release the Epstein list. So apparently, and he would have known if there was one because he was president when all this was happening, remember? It's not like, oh, this happened after he was president and he wasn't privy to the info. No, if he wanted to see the Epstein list, he's seen the Epstein list. So why was he saying that it was going to be released if there wasn't one? Ghost Shadow, too many super rich for lists to even be shown. Exactly. Too many powerful people. I believe we'd start seeing people disappeared if they started making a legitimate effort to get it released. That was Ghost Shadow. Edgar Cortez chimed in and says, I think there is a list with the names of many rich and powerful people. The list is destined for a cover-up and we'll never see it. Politics is corrupt and unprincipled. We need an Edward Snowden. We need someone in the chain that releases the information. Whether that'll happen or not, because look what they did to people like Edward Snowden. People who did a crime that harmed not a single American citizen, but did harm to the system and the people that controlled the system. And look what they did to him and other people like him. That's a message. You wonder why, why do they go after these people that just leak a little information that the people should know? They shouldn't be in trouble if it's found out that was, the government was breaking the law and they blew the whistle on people breaking the law, but they go after them full throat, go right for the jugular. And that's because they want to send a message that if you fuck with the system, you will suffer. Gummy Wuzzle says there is no list, only fool. Sarcasm. Casey Two Gun says the list was replaced with a P320 report. Yeah, nobody can understand that. There's people on there talking like, oh, they made it go off many times. They tried 50 times. It says in there 50 times they did this to try to leave an indent on the primer. And they found that none of that is the gun going off on its own. That's them trying to manipulate the gun to make it do something it's not supposed to do. And you can do that to any gun. And when they say about find the sear actually slipping off on its own and it being able to fire without the trigger being pulled, never ever did they make it happen. But people are dishonest liars, and some of them, I think, paid shills like Guns and Gadgets will misrepresent things whether they understand it or not. I don't know if they understand it or they're just being deliberately deceitful. I'm leaning towards the last. Paid deceit. Deceit is a profitable business. Mr. Furley said, Epstein is a MAGA fever dream. The right used to inflame their base and raise money. Bondi will do as she's told. Bongino wants his followers intact for when he leaves FBI. Patel wants drinks and UFC. I'm not real sure what side he's on there. I got a little confused in the topic here. But we got one more person weighing in, one more person here, and then we're done today. On this topic. Now we will be doing the no FUD zone after this one. We might touch on this topic a little bit, see what people there think about it. But we will see what topics people come up with. So let's get started here. Getting the last question. Let's start here. Let's finish here with the last question. George Powell says, I'm enjoying the MAGA meltdown. They are upset about this. Some of them, it depends which ones you see. It's funny to watch how they're coping with it. Some of them, it's the mental gymnastics to pretend like it never existed. It was never a big deal, and they never worried about it. And then the others that are like, Trump betrayed us. It's kind of it's funny watching the two fight it out, the two different opinions inside MAGA. But that's it for us today. I want to thank everybody who participated. I know this one was kind of a controversial topic, but like I said, I don't like being called a coward and couldn't think of anything else to do. So we did this. So thanks everybody for weighing in. I appreciate it. How about you out in YouTube land? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below the video. Love to hear from you. If you want to weigh in on one of these topics in person, maybe even be on the No FUD Zone panel afterwards, or just come to one of our regular open chats that we do right after this one. Come on in. We do them every night at 6 p.m. Hope to see everybody here and everybody out there tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again. Hey everybody, Yankee here. Before we go, I just want to take a second to remind everyone that this channel is 100% viewer funded. We don't take a penny from advertisers, retailers. We don't take money from political organizations. There's no one telling me what I need to tell you. Everything that we do is done through the generosity of our viewers, either buying merchandise or becoming a patron or a Subscribe Star member. You're all the ones that support Pets and Vets and TYMP. And that's the reason I can stay true to myself and loyal only to the people who watch my channel, and I can spend my time talking about what I want to talk about, telling what I think needs to be said, and giving you my uncensored take on things I think you need to hear. So if you'd like to help keep things that way, please support the channel by becoming a patron, a Subscribe Star supporter, or just going over to my web store and buying some merch. The links are all in the upper corner of this video.